I thought I'd do something different. Let me know if it's helpful for you in the comments. Let's call this soloing over pop changes. And in order to solo over pop changes, you have to be aware of where the changes are on the fretboard. And there's no better way of doing that than to just take the chords and express them across the fretboard in triads, right? The chord progression that we have here is just a 1, 6, 4, 5, and it repeats itself 1, 6, 4, 5 4 times, as you can see. This is a great exercise for your ear as well as for fretboard mechanics. So what we want to do is, first of all, just orient ourselves. I'm using sort of a more distorted sound here because I want the sustain here. So C chord, C chord, C, C, right, and then same deal with A minor. Just work your way around the fretboard until. F. G. And now these chords are diatonic, meaning they all come from the same scale. And that scale in this case is this scale of C major. This is the one chord in C major, notes C, E, G, notes A, C, E, notes F, A, C, and notes G, B, and D. And all of those are natural notes, and they're found on the fretboard in a C major scale. Now, before you do an exercise like this, a prep is going to have to be C major scale. C major scale. C major. C major. C major. So what you could go up here, the small fretboard as well, right? Okay, C major scales up and down the fretboard, connected by the triads, right? So underneath every triad, you're going to have a scale, you know, underneath the chord inversions that you're going to play. Let's start with just chords. I'll give you an idea of what we're looking for, right? Wander around the fretboard, make sure that you can get these voicings. C, Okay, that's the first exercise. Get the triads, get the progression underneath your fingers everywhere on the fretboard. Connect the whole fretboard. And then what you want to do is just connect the chords with the diatonic lines of the C major scale. And keep in mind most specifically what your top note is. So here I have an E as my top note. If I move to the A minor, I still have my E as the top note. I could move to the next inversion and then have A as the top note. And so it's important to be aware of where those top notes are. I'll start here, E on top. The idea is to connect the triads that you will know up and down the fretboard with single note lines, and try to build melodies. That was a very, very diatonic approach there. I don't think I played one note that was a chromatic passing note or anything like that. And that's a super great way to practice, because it's you can take a progression like this. This progression has happened in different permutations, a million times. So if you learn how to play this, simple 1-6-4-5 progression, you'll also find it just as the A minor being the starting chord, and then moving to an F and then a G and back to A minor, or you can find it in as a G down to an F to a C. I mean, there's just every possible combination of this progression. And if you want to sort of play solos that are melodic and really speak to the progression, and also grab the melody and of the song, it's a really lovely way of playing, melodic way of playing, and sort of a little bit on the challenging side. I don't know where you guys are at, but I think. I think it's worthwhile doing. This kind of chord tone soloing and triad soloing begins to work its way into other styles as well. It doesn't really matter if you're playing country or jazz or whatever. Learning how to play with chord tones is and with triads and spelling those chords out is a big deal. It's a really important step. Okay, I think that's about it for today, and I hope that made sense to you. And I would suggest working this into a practice routine. I will link this in the description, and give you maybe some ideas in the description as well. Comment, like, subscribe. All of those things are really important. Please remember that when I'm teaching like this, and as are others, that you're just looking at a screen in a room, and I do have my lovely assistant working in the production area, but it sure is good to know that you're learning something, and if you have any questions, I answer them all. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you again real soon.